Most people who drink ginger tea at night have no idea that something powerful is happening inside their body while they sleep. And when researchers began studying what ginger's active compounds actually do to your nervous system, your digestion, and your inflammation levels during those overnight hours, the findings completely changed the way scientists think about this simple root. Ginger has been growing quietly in the earth for thousands of years. Long before modern medicine existed, long before laboratories and clinical trials and peer-reviewed journals, people across Asia, the Middle East, and the Americas were already using this root to heal the body. They did not know the names of its compounds. They did not understand the molecular pathways it activated. But they knew something important. They knew that ginger worked. And generation after generation, culture after culture, this knowledge was passed down not as myth or superstition, but as lived experience. Today, science is finally catching up to what those ancient healers already understood. And what researchers are discovering about ginger, specifically about what happens when you consume it at night while your body is preparing for sleep and repair, is genuinely remarkable. When you pour hot water over fresh or dry ginger root and let it steep, you are not simply making a warm beverage. You are creating a liquid that carries within it some of the most biologically active plant compounds ever studied. The two most important of these compounds are gingerol and shogaol. Gingerol is the primary active component in fresh ginger, and it is responsible for the sharp, warming sensation you feel when ginger touches your tongue. Shogaol forms when ginger is dried or heated, and it is actually considered to be even more potent than gingerol in terms of its anti-inflammatory and antioxidant effects. When you drink ginger tea, both of these compounds enter your bloodstream and begin moving through your body, reaching your organs, your tissues, your cells, and initiating a cascade of biological events that most people never even think about. The first place where ginger tea makes its presence known is the digestive system. This is perhaps the most well-documented effect of ginger, and it is especially significant when ginger is consumed in the evening hours. After a full day of eating, your digestive tract is often under considerable strain. Food sits in the stomach, fermentation begins in the intestines, gas builds up, and the muscles of the gastrointestinal tract can become tense and sluggish. This is the moment when ginger begins to act. The active compounds in ginger stimulate the production of digestive enzymes, the biological molecules your body uses to break down proteins, fats, and carbohydrates. At the same time, ginger promotes what scientists call gastric motility, which is the natural rhythmic movement of the stomach muscles that pushes food forward through the digestive process. When gastric motility is working well, food does not sit and stagnate. It moves. It gets processed efficiently. And the symptoms that so many people associate with evening discomfort, the bloating, the heaviness, the uncomfortable pressure in the abdomen, begin to subside. But the effects of ginger on digestion go even deeper than this. Research has shown that ginger has a significant impact on the lower esophageal sphincter, which is the ring of muscle that separates the stomach from the esophagus. When this sphincter is too relaxed, stomach acid can move upward, causing the burning sensation that many people experience at night when they lie down. Ginger helps to regulate the tone of the sphincter, reducing the likelihood of acid reflux and allowing the body to rest without that persistent discomfort in the chest and throat. For people who have struggled with nighttime acid reflux for years, this effect alone can be genuinely life-changing. And it happens quietly, naturally, with every cup of ginger tea consumed before bed. Beyond the digestive system, one of the most important things that happens when you drink ginger tea at night is a measurable reduction in inflammation throughout the body. Inflammation is one of the most talked about topics in modern health science, and for good reason. Chronic low-grade inflammation, the kind that does not produce obvious symptoms but silently damages tissues over time, is now understood to be a contributing factor in a wide range of conditions, from joint pain and cardiovascular disease to metabolic disorders and cognitive decline. The gingerols and shogaols in ginger are powerful inhibitors of the same inflammatory pathways that pharmaceutical drugs target. They block the activity of enzymes called cyclooxygenase 1 and cyclooxygenase 2, which are directly responsible for producing pro-inflammatory compounds in the body. They also suppress the production of certain cytokines, small signaling proteins that can amplify the inflammatory response when they are overproduced. What makes the nighttime timing of ginger tea consumption particularly interesting from an anti-inflammatory perspective is the natural rhythm of the body's own repair processes. When you sleep, your body enters a state of active restoration. Cells divide and regenerate. Damaged proteins are broken down and replaced. The immune system conducts its nightly surveillance, identifying and addressing sources of damage throughout the tissues. When ginger's anti-inflammatory compounds are circulating in the bloodstream during this period, they do not simply reduce inflammation in isolation. They create a biological environment in which the body's own repair mechanisms can operate more efficiently. The two processes work together, and the result, over time, is a body that recovers more completely from the daily wear and tear of being alive. The impact of ginger on the nervous system is another area where the science has become increasingly compelling. Many people are familiar with the idea that ginger can help with nausea. This is one of its most widely recognized properties, and it has been extensively studied in contexts ranging from morning sickness during pregnancy to nausea caused by chemotherapy. But what fewer people realize is that this anti-nausea effect is actually a reflection of something much deeper. Ginger's ability to modulate the activity of neurotransmitters, the chemical messengers that carry signals between nerve cells throughout the body. Specifically, ginger interacts with serotonin receptors in the gut and the brain. Serotonin is often called the happiness neurotransmitter because of its role in regulating mood, but it is also critically important for digestive function and for the regulation of the sleep-wake cycle. When ginger supports healthy serotonin signaling, the downstream effect can include not just reduced nausea, but also improved mood stability, reduced anxiety, and a greater sense of calm as the body prepares for sleep. This calming effect on the nervous system is one of the reasons why so many people report sleeping better when they make ginger tea a regular part of their evening routine. It is not that ginger acts as a sedative in the way that certain pharmaceutical sleep aids do. It does not force the brain into unconsciousness or suppress natural sleep architecture. Instead, it works by reducing the physiological states that interfere with sleep, the elevated cortisol levels that keep the body in a state of alert, the digestive discomfort that makes lying down feel uncomfortable, the low-grade anxiety that makes the mind race when the lights go out. By addressing these underlying barriers to rest, ginger creates the conditions in which the body can fall asleep more naturally and sleep more deeply. One of the most fascinating areas of current ginger research involves its effects on blood sugar regulation. The compounds in ginger have been shown to improve insulin sensitivity, which means that the body cells become more responsive to insulin's signal to take up glucose from a bloodstream. This is particularly significant in the context of nighttime consumption because blood sugar regulation overnight has profound effects on energy levels, hunger, and metabolic health the following day. When blood sugar remains more stable throughout the night, not spiking and crashing in ways that disrupt sleep and leave you feeling exhausted in the morning, the body is able to complete its restorative work more effectively. People who begin drinking ginger tea regularly before bed often report waking up feeling more rested and experiencing more stable energy levels throughout the following day. And the science suggests that improved overnight blood sugar regulation is at least part of the reason why. The cardiovascular system is another beneficiary of ginger's nightly work. Ginger has been shown to have mild blood-thinning properties. It inhibits the aggregation of platelets, which are the tiny blood cells responsible for clot formation. While this effect is gentle and does not carry the risks associated with pharmaceutical anticoagulants, it does support healthy circulation by reducing the tendency of blood to become overly viscous. Ginger also helps to relax the walls of blood vessels, which can contribute to healthier blood pressure over time. During sleep, the cardiovascular system naturally slows down and undergoes its own form of recovery. When ginger is supporting the health of the blood vessels and the quality of circulation during this period, the heart has a better opportunity to rest and restore itself. Perhaps the least well-known but most profound effect of regular nighttime ginger tea consumption involves its impact on the gut microbiome, the vast community of trillions of microorganisms that live in the human digestive tract and play a central role in overall health. Research over the past 2 decades has fundamentally transformed our understanding of the gut microbiome. We now know that these microorganisms influence not just digestion, but immunity, mental health, metabolic function, and even the aging process. Ginger acts as a prebiotic, meaning it provides nourishment for beneficial bacteria in the gut, helping them to thrive and outcompete harmful microorganisms. It also has antimicrobial properties that can help to keep pathogenic bacteria in check without disrupting the beneficial populations. Over weeks and months of consistent nighttime ginger tea consumption, the cumulative effect on the gut microbiome can be significant, contributing to a more diverse, more resilient microbial community that supports health in ways that extend far beyond the digestive system. There is also a deeply human dimension to the ritual of drinking ginger tea at night that should not be overlooked. In a world that demands constant stimulation and productivity, the simple act of preparing a warm cup of tea, sitting quietly, and allowing yourself to transition from the activity of the day to the stillness of a night is itself a form of healing. The warmth of the cup in your hands signals safety to the nervous system. The aroma of the ginger activates the olfactory system in ways that are directly linked to emotional processing and memory. The act of consciously choosing to nourish your body rather than simply collapsing into sleep represents a small but meaningful act of self-respect. These are not trivial things. The mind and the body are not separate systems. They are deeply, inextricably connected. And the habits we build around the transition into sleep have a profound influence on the quality of the rest we receive and the vitality we carry into each new day. The preparation of ginger tea is simple, but the details matter. Fresh ginger root is preferable when available. A piece roughly the size of your thumb, peeled and thinly sliced, steeped in hot water for between 8 and 12 minutes. The longer the steeping time, the more potent the tea will be. If fresh ginger is not available, dried ginger powder works well, approximately 1/2 teaspoon per cup. Some people enhance their ginger tea with a small amount of raw honey, which adds its own antimicrobial and soothing properties, or a few drops of fresh lemon juice, which brightens the flavor and adds vitamin C. A small pinch of black pepper is a particularly powerful addition. The compound piperine in black pepper has been shown to dramatically increase the bioavailability of ginger's active compounds, meaning that more of the beneficial substances actually reach the bloodstream and the tissues where they do their work. Consistency is the most important variable of all. The effects of ginger tea are not dramatic in the way that a pharmaceutical drug can produce dramatic effects. Ginger does not switch off pain or force the body into a particular state. It works gently, cumulatively, in harmony with the body's own intelligence. The changes it produces in digestion, in inflammation, in blood sugar, in sleep quality, in cardiovascular health, in the gut microbiome, unfold over days and weeks and months of regular practice. This is precisely what makes it so valuable. Not a quick fix, but a lasting transformation. Not a chemical intervention, but a collaboration between a remarkable plant and a remarkable body. Nature has always worked on a different timescale than we do. We want results overnight. We want solutions that are immediate and dramatic and easy to measure. But the human body did not evolve to respond to urgency. It evolved to respond to consistency. Every night that you drink ginger tea, you're sending your body a signal. A signal that says, I am paying attention. I'm giving you what you need. I am willing to be patient. And over time, the body responds to that signal in the most extraordinary way. It begins to heal, not because something was forced upon it, but because the right conditions were finally put in place. That is the true power of natural medicine. And it has been sitting in your kitchen all along. If this video helped you understand something about your body that you did not know before, then this channel was made for you. Every week, we go deep into the science behind the plants and natural remedies that have supported human health for thousands of years. Not with hype, not with promises of miracles, but with real information that you can actually use. Subscribe to Medicinal Plants and join a community of people who believe that taking care of your body does not have to be complicated. Because sometimes the most powerful thing you can do for your health is also the simplest. We will see you in the next video.